My name is Nathan, and I've generated over $100 million on YouTube. Even when I say that, it's like, what is life? But today in this video, I just want to talk about it. I want to talk about the strategy. I want to talk about the things I focus on, the lessons I learned, the failures. I want to talk about these things because it is insane the last 13 years that I've been through making YouTube content. I've produced probably close to 6,000 videos across multiple channels. These are all of the awards that I've been able to get through YouTube. I got another diamond play button that's about to come as well, so that will be my third one. But I didn't just generate money through YouTube. I generated money through selling products through my YouTube channel, brand deals, merchandise, all of these other things. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. These are some of the most important lessons that I've learned over the last 13 years. So let's dive in. Let's talk about starting a channel. I'm not going to go to the very basics of how to edit and how to film your videos, because if you want all of that information, you guys can just go to our website. There's a 10-hour free course, 100% free, on how you can edit your videos, film your videos, think of video ideas, do all those things. But let's talk about the actual strategy of starting a channel. The thing you want to do is you want to pick one category of content. And this is what we talk about, the tree. We talk about this very deeply in Bluprint University. I want you to think of your YouTube channel as a tree. And when you plant a tree, you know, it starts off as roots or a trunk, and eventually it grows and has branches. Growing a YouTube channel is the same way. And what I'm getting at here is that the way to grow a YouTube channel is to be focused. I was able to make millions and millions of dollars on YouTube, not because I chased every single trend, but because I focused on one category and I mastered that category. And that allowed me to establish my tree and then scale and dominate. And I focused on the category of gaming. And that was my focus for nearly the first 8 years. So if you look at this chart here, this is how many videos I posted every year. You got 140, 200 videos, 200 videos, 400 videos, 800 videos. All of these videos that I'm posting, these are all gaming videos. That's it. I didn't try anything else. You see, most creators today are stuck chasing all of these different things. They're jumping between trends. They're trying out a new niche. They're seeing what another creator's doing that doesn't have anything to do with them, and they're like, whoa, that's cool, I should try that. And look, I'll be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with trying a bunch of things and figuring out what you like, but you're not going to grow until you stick and you get focused. And on top of that, without consistency, without focus, you can't actually learn. Because the thing is every single category of content, every single niche, not only does it have different videos, but it has different audience expectations, different viewers. If you jump from a category to another category, like if I go from gaming content to tech content, there's a totally different expectation for the type of videos that you see over there. Now, of course, I could maybe take some of the things I learned, but I have to basically like relearn all of these things. So you gotta stay focused. And that kind of riffs me to my next point. Point number 2 is you have to win volume through quantity. You gotta post a lot of videos, and then you'll figure out quality as you go. And this is something we talk about very deeply in pretty much every single chapter of Bluprint University, which is on our website, which you can get for free. We don't even require an email. You can just go watch the videos right now, like all the courses. But anyways, we talk about very deeply how to transition from quantity to quality. And the problem is a lot of creators think they know what quality is, and they think they can just start producing quality videos. They're like, I don't have to do quantity. I'll just start with quality. But the problem is you have to do quantity to figure out quality, because quality is not a better intro, a higher quality edit, a better camera. That's not what quality is. Quality is defined by the needs, the expectation of the viewer. And sometimes that has nothing to do with a higher quality edit. I'm just being honest. But again, in order to get to that quality, you need the quantity. So let's just lay out 2 creators. You got one creator that posts 20 videos, and then you got another creator that posts 200 videos. Which one is going to learn more? Probably the one that posted 200. With 200 videos, you got 200 data points to learn from. You got 200 thumbnails to learn from. And if you A/B test thumbnails, you might have 400 or 600 thumbnails to test from. You got 200 retention metrics to look at. Now, obviously posting 200 videos versus 20 is a lot more work, but my point is focus on how you can make quantity and not quality when you're starting. So instead of spending 2 weeks making one video, spend 2 weeks making 10 videos. That's what I'm trying to say. So whatever your niche is, whatever your category of content is, how can you make videos quickly, fast, pump them out like a freaking factory? Because that's what I was doing. And that's what a lot of creators do when they grow. I got to show you something real quick. This is the exact process that I've used to help countless creators grow. This is Bart. So Bart does art. He has a art channel and he posts videos about art. Really, really cool channel. Kind of reminds me of ZHC, if you've ever seen his channel. When we went deep, we probably did about 20 to 30 pages of information on his channel. And we figured out that, Bart, you just need to post more videos, bro. So what did he do? He started posting more videos. And look at his viewership. From September, he was under 20 million views. In October, he went to 58 million views. November, almost 60 million views. And this is what we're teaching people in our Bluprint premium coaching community. So if you're interested, you can check out a link in the top of the description. You can fill out an application. We will call you. We will see if you qualify and you can get in and we can start helping you grow your channel and figuring out those small little levers that you can pull that really accelerate your growth. Let's talk about freaking blueprints, which is why this channel is called Bluprint. That's why our company is called Bluprint. But in order to be a creator, you got to understand how to build a freaking blueprint, right? Because every viral video that you post should teach you why it worked. You shouldn't just look at the numbers and be, ah, wow, pretty numbers. Look at all the views. No, you should really be able to dive in deep and figure out why the heck that worked, figure out a blueprint behind it and how you can replicate it, which is kind of what we do in Bluprint Premium. When I get a high performing video, I don't just celebrate. I go deep into why that worked, not just analytically, but psychology. Like, why did people actually click on this? Why did this attract so many eyeballs? Once you start understanding that these viral videos are not just luck, but they're actually formulas that you can replicate, that's when YouTube growth starts getting really fun. And we also talk about that in Bluprint, about building trees to your channel. Leaves are trends. These are things that typically fall off your tree and change as the seasons change. You have to figure out how to build a branch of content that can go viral. And that's one of the things that I've been really, really good at on my channel. Now, again, every channel is different. I can't necessarily teach you how to exactly build a branch for your specific channel simply because I don't know what your channel is. But the point is that is the goal, to build a big, healthy tree. And if you can look at it through that way, you can understand the process of how to really reverse engineer your titles, your thumbnails, your retention, and figure out why things did well and why things do well. And that brings me to my next point, is that you want to double down on things that work and you want to eliminate everything else. Simple as that. When you have a working blueprint, you want to just focus on that blueprint, and everything else that comes into your window is going to be a distraction you want to push out. If you look at my channel, for example, you can see a pattern. We build water slides. We hunt tornadoes. We buy crazy things. We play with a lot of Legos. We love cardboard. We love creative challenges like last to leave videos. But notice, you don't see me, making videos on the new iPhone or reviewing a really trendy product. I'm not doing that because that is not within my blueprint. That's not within my tree of focus. And once I started crafting this tree, crafting this blueprint, crafting this vision, I started treating my channel like a real business, right? So as I was posting more videos, right? So I'm figuring out my stuff. I'm looking at other creators. I'm starting to do a lot of quantity here. This is year 5 and 6. And then I'm scaling back. I'm doing more quality. This is year 8, 9, and 10. And in this time period, I'm also starting to treat my channel like a real business. I'm starting to make millions of dollars per month, not per year. And I'm starting to hire people, build infrastructure, build things that can be sustainable and turn into a real media empire. And that's kind of my next focus, because the goal here is to convert this attention, these views, into products and services and things that people can actually use, because most creators are just basically giant marketing companies without a product, and you don't want to be that. You want to be able to sell something, whether it's brand deals, merchandise, products, right? That is the next step to really explode this empire, because there'd be some months where I'd make 800K on YouTube. There'd be some months where I'd make like 1.1 million on YouTube. And this is just straight AdSense. Like, this is not even brand deals, merchandise, nothing. I got to take this 100 million people that watch me every single month. I got to push them to something else, right? Like, it has to be like, maybe they can buy a shirt. Maybe they can buy a fruit snack. Maybe they can buy a toy in a retail store. So that was my next vision, but I needed a team in place to do that. So that's when I started building infrastructure. And this is obviously where things get very, very complex, and I could talk about this for days. But that was the next focus, right? If you look at any real business or any big creator channel, it's not just one person operating. They have a team of people behind them pulling a bunch of different levers to figure things out. At a certain point in your YouTube career, you editing the videos, filming the videos, being the creative director, the writer, being on camera, doing all of these things is just unsustainable for your growth. Because in order to go from like year 4, I posted 400 videos, and then year 5, I posted 800 videos. There's no way I could do that myself. I had to hire 3 editors and multiple thumbnail designers, engineers, and script writers to help me scale to this. There's simply just no way I could have done that myself. And that is a big bottleneck with a lot of creators today, is they're scared to, you know, maybe hire an editor because they're like, oh, well, what if the editor can't edit the videos as good as me? The thing is you have to train someone to be better than you. That's the whole point of hiring someone, right? You eventually want them to be better than you. Now look, that's kind of the overview of how I've been able to build what I built. Now, obviously, if I was to go into every little nitty-gritty detail, it would take me like hours, days to explain to you everything. But that is a short summary overview of how I've been able to build this YouTube empire. Today, as it stands, we have about 35-ish employees that work all on our channels, from the products to the digital stuff, to the content, to the stuff we have in stores, all types of things. We're also really focusing heavily on now licensing our content to a bunch of different places. So not only do we exist on YouTube, but we exist on Amazon, and we exist on all of these different places. So there's so many strategies that I could go super in depth on, and that's why I'm writing more Bluprint programs for you guys to enjoy. So definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss those, because they're going to be huge when they come out, and they're going to be completely free. I'm not going to charge anything for this. I'm not a course seller. I'm a course creator. I'm creating courses. I'm not charging anything for them because I want to give them away to you guys for free. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully you enjoyed some awesome information from this video, and we'll see you soon. Check out Bluprint, link in the description.